Hello everyone, my name is Carlene Vaughn and I'd like to welcome you to my very first video podcast. I'm completing this as an assignment for my Digital Learning Environments course with Georgia Southern University. In my podcast today, I'll be introducing you to probability. This is a requirement of the 7th grade Common Core for mathematics. Specifically, we'll cover MCC7 SP5. This stands for Math Common Core 7th grade Statistics and Probability 5th standard. This standard requires the student to understand that the probability of a chance event is a number between 0 and 1 that expresses the likelihood of the event occurring. Larger numbers indicate greater likelihood. A probability near 0 indicates an unlikely event. A probability around 1/2 indicates an event that is neither unlikely nor likely. And a probability near 1 indicates a likely event. Now, if you're like most of my students, you may be wondering, what exactly is probability? Well, probability is the likelihood that a specific event will occur. There is a simple formula to figure out the probability of an event. Probability is equal to the number of desired outcomes divided by the number of total possible outcomes. Now, example 1. Let's use my sister-in-law as our first example. We want to find out the probability of her being pregnant with a girl. Our formula says that probability is equal to the number of desired outcomes divided by the number of possible outcomes. For a singleton pregnancy, our desired outcome of a girl can only occur once, and there are 2 possible outcomes, girl and boy. So, we divide 1 by 2 and we get the probability of having a girl, which is 1 out of 2 or 50%. And as we heard when we reviewed our standard, when the probability is exactly 50%, that means that this event is neither likely or unlikely. Now for example 2. Another easy example. Consider the possibility of rolling a 6 on a number cube. Remember, probability is equal to the number of desired outcomes divided by the number of possible outcomes. In this case, our desired outcome of 6 only occurs once, and there are 6 possible outcomes. So, we divide 1 by 6, and we get the probability of rolling a 6, which is 1 out of 6, or 16.6%. Because the probability is less than 50%, this event is unlikely. Now let's look at our third example. For this example, we want to consider the probability of landing on purple if we were to spin this spinner. Now, don't forget our formula for probability now. With this example, our desired outcome of purple occurs twice, and there are 8 possible outcomes. Purple, blue, pink, yellow, purple, blue, pink, yellow. So, we divide 2 by 8, and we get the probability of landing on purple, which is 2 out of 8, or 25%. For this example, the probability is less than 50%, which means this event is also unlikely. For our fourth and easiest example, I want you to consider the probability of landing on green. Now, I know you're probably saying green, but there is no green, and that's exactly what you should be saying. It's not a trick. If you're looking at this picture and the desired outcome does not exist, then the probability of that event occurring is 0. Because the probability is 0, this event is impossible. It can't land on green if green isn't an option. Okay? So, let's try example number 5. For our last and trickiest example, I want you to consider the probability of not landing on green. Now I'm sure you're asking, not green, what does that even mean? Well, it means anything that's not green, which in this case is everything. If the desired outcome will occur every time, then the probability of that event occurring is 1. Because the probability is 1, this event is certain. So, in this case, we're looking to find out what the probability of not landing on green is, Well, every time we would spin the spinner, we would never land on green. Therefore, the probability is going to be 1. Okay, let's review. Probability is the likelihood that a specific event will occur. Probability can be found by dividing the number of desired outcomes by the number of total possible outcomes. A probability of 0 means an event is impossible. A probability less than 50% means it's unlikely. A probability greater than 50% would make the event likely, and a probability of 1 makes the event certain. Okay, everyone, this is the end of my video podcast on probability. I hope you learned something new. Once again, I'm Carlene Vaughn, and thanks for watching.